Hey guys, what's up? It's Ashley Pittman here, your exercise physiologist, and I wanted to take a minute today to talk to you about what's going on in the world and my thoughts on that. So, there's a lot of negativity going around the world today, especially in the United States of America, and I know it can be really challenging to focus on the positive and to focus on your goals and to, maintain life as we know it, with all the things that we hear every single day. And I personally do not watch the news. I do not enjoy being programmed by media. And, people have said to me it's irresponsible, that you should know what the news is saying. And I kind of feel that it's not really important for me. It's not that I don't care about what people go through, but I really feel that we have a certain capacity for how much we can take in, how much we can endure, the knowledge, information that we can store, and the emotions tied to those things that we're able to exude. So, we know that a lot of people are taking medications now for stress and anxiety, and it's not for no reason. Okay, I believe it's because we're taking in way more than we can handle, and you have to be able to know yourself enough to know what you can handle and what you can't, and being able to, you know, you don't even really need to sympathize, just being able to handle what you can, and not feel bad about that. We, used to only know what's going on in a town. This was hundreds and hundreds of years ago. And, since we have social media and we have cell phones now, we can know what's going on at any time, any point in time, at any part of the world. And we are honestly just not made to handle that much information. So I'm not saying you should dig your head in a hole, but I'm saying that maybe only concern yourself with the local news and try not to make it so much of a focus of your life. All right. I believe in God, as I have mentioned before on my channel, and I do not put any person that is political on a pedestal or anything like that. I don't think that any politician can save us. I think politicians make a lot of promises, sometimes that they are not keeping or not able to keep. So I really don't put my trust in that. I feel, if I think about it, very disturbed by many of the topics out this day and age. And maybe these are things that have been around for a very long time, but now that we have social media, it makes it seem more prevalent. And you have to remember that the news wants ratings, so they're always going to give you some kind of drama or scandal or something that's going to make you emotionally addicted to their show and watching their show. And really, it is a show. Okay, I believe that we don't really know what is real and what is not. I'm not talking about reality. I'm talking about just the information that is given to us. So you want to make sure your mind is focused on good things. You want to make sure your mind is focused on reality. And despite other people doing crazy things, and we hear about, all these ridiculous things all the time, doesn't mean that you have to live your life based on that. Because what is really happening in your microcosm, what's really happening in your home, underneath your roof, is what really matters. Whether you're happy, whether you're thriving, whether you're taking care of yourself and those around you, that's going to be what really matters. So it's, again, not to say that I do not care about the plight of people around the world and things that people go through. I care about every human being that God has ever created. And I think, being Christian helps you to have that true compassion for humanity. And I'm not saying that I'm perfect. I do get mad at people when I drive, and other times, but I think overall, having that perspective of, we're all made by God and we all are equally loved by Him, helps you to look over certain mindsets and certain, just certain ways of thinking that are really not healthy. So people are thinking that they're helping others by succumbing to their wishes or the way that they see reality, and it's not helping the person, and it's really not helping the individual that is, allowing this type of thought process into society, because we're all affected by each other, whether we want to realize it or not, by our neighbors, by the people that we're in close contact with. Everyone has the ability to affect us. So you have to have a solid and strong foundation, know who you are, know what you're willing to accept and what you're not, and then create fun and joy and excitement in your life with the good things that are available to us, and don't get caught up in the drama of the hearsay and also the negativity, because anything can happen in a good way and in our favor if we are praying for that specifically, and again just trusting God that he has our best interest in mind. It doesn't mean that everything is going to be holly jolly all the time, but there's certain things that we can control and there's certain things that we can't control. So that's all I really have to say about that. I think that, anything that causes harm to a person for unnecessary reasons, like if people have to get surgeries for unnecessary reasons, I really don't think that that is good. I think that, children should be able to focus on being a kid and knowing what, maybe you can focus on what you want to be for a career, but focusing so much on sex is going to set them up for failure in the future. And that's just my thought process on it. When I was a teenager, I really wanted to get a tattoo of cherries on my back, my lower back, and I'm really glad that I did not get that tattoo. That was probably when I was 18 years old. And I thought about getting a tattoo for a while after that, and then I realized that I didn't want to pay someone to draw on my body with ink. And again, I love that I don't have any tattoos, because I feel like I'm different than most people now, because most people have tattoos. And if you have tattoos, it is what it is, but I really don't promote people getting them, because your liver really needs to filter out all of that ink and it can be toxic. I know they're coming out with different methods of doing tattoos now. I'm not too sure about that, but I'm more of like a naturalist in the way that I think we came into this world perfect and the way that we were meant to be. So if someone came into the world as a girl and they feel like they're a boy, how you feel can change so suddenly, so quickly. And you don't want to place all of your entire future on how you feel. As a kid, we don't really know what we want, and feelings still are real, but you got to give things time. If you ever dated a guy and maybe he asked you to marry him in the first week or something, and then you said no, and you found out later that he really wasn't the person that you thought he was because you gave it time. It could have been 3 years, it could have been 6 years. This is the kind of thing I'm talking about, just giving things time and then accepting, what you've been given in this life. And having a hobby or focusing on something else, like people feel like they're not happy, so they have to change the way that they look, either with plastic surgery or anything else, and that's not going to fix the problem. We have this finite lifespan here on earth, and the goal should be to discover things and to have epiphanies and revelations, and just to feel and to connect with other human beings that help grow us into a more I don't know, comfortable person, a more intelligent person. So I don't agree with this concept that to progress in life we need to introduce certain things into reality. I really believe that, as a Christian, I believe that Jesus is the way, and that he existed, and that he has provided this God through, through God, through his Father, provided this earth for us to enjoy. And so, I feel that being in nature and traveling and being a part of just reality in the sense of what's tactile and what takes us out of ourselves and helps us to connect with our other human beings is going to be very important. I don't think we should be damaging our bodies or damaging anything for that matter that can cause more emotional trauma and pain. And I look at these transgender stories when I see them on social media, and I really just don't care to see them anymore because it makes me feel a lot of anxiety for these people. I feel very sad, and I really feel like people are doing a disservice to these kids. We hear about this on the news all the time. I don't know where this is happening. Maybe it's happening under our noses and we don't even realize it. But just like I'm glad I didn't get that tattoo, I think about these kids doing something because they feel like they're not accepted, or they feel like, it'll fix their mental status, or, whatever it may be. And then later realizing that they can't go back on those situations or that decision, it makes me feel very uncomfortable, and it makes me feel very, very sad that, the powers that be are allowing this to happen. So it shouldn't be a surprise to us. We shouldn't, especially as Christians, we shouldn't be surprised by, people acting out of control. And, if you don't have control, if you don't have boundaries, if you don't have a sense of self, a sense of God, and know who you are in this life, you'll pretty much fall for anything. And I see pictures of these beautiful teenage girls, and then they change into another sex, and it's just like, what did you do? Why would you do that? Nothing is worth that. And then they're sacrificing their healthy bodily functions for the rest of their life, like taking a big gamble with that. So it's not funny, and I don't think it's cute. And I think, as Americans, we're very spoiled, and we should focus on helping others instead of focusing so much on ourselves. And I have to remind myself of that all the time as well, because I can be very interested in consumerism, just like a lot of us. I like flashy things, bright colors, and there's nothing wrong with that. But having a boundary for myself, having a system in place for myself that I'm not going to function outside of those, it helps me a lot to just stay in line with what's really important in life. And again, I really feel like that's, having a relationship with God, being able to connect with other human beings and have adventures and learn and grow in this life, and doing that naturally with the God-given vehicle, the body that he's given us, and the resources that he's given us in life. There's so many topics going on that it's, can be very overwhelming, can be very stressful. You can hardly turn on social media without seeing something that just kind of blows your mind. And maybe they're meaning it to be that way because, it's dramatic and it's going to keep people watching certain things. But, if you can find a place of contentment in your life, that's really going to serve you well for the rest of your existence. Because, letting your emotions go up and down with everything that's going on, and putting your trust in, politicians and things like that, it's not going to be helpful. It's not going to do a service to you. So thanks so much for watching. I can't talk today. And if you want to see more information like this, more content like this, please write me a comment. You can press like, and just remember, none of us are perfect. We're all filled with, certain needs and desires and certain confusions, but drastic measures are not really the way to go, in my opinion. I think we should just, stay calm, stay grounded, and, find hobbies and things that can fill our days and make us feel content and fulfilled in our lives, and then that just be okay. Thanks so much for watching. See you guys next time.